Hello everybody, PsyStarcraft here with a quick little video of the final bosses of Rogue's Legacy. This is going to be the Underworld boss. You can see it is a giant ass slime. The battle has just started, and every time you chop down one of the slimes, a little miniature wizard pops out. So it's kind of tricky. You kind of have to balance attacking the slimes with killing the wizards. You don't want to get a million wizards to pop out. But then again, you also want to make progress on the boss. Now, the good thing about this boss is every time you kill one of the little slimes or the wizards, you get more of your life back if you have all the vampirism items that I have. And I do have a lot of those items. And as you can see, my armor is pretty good. I really like the Paladin. It seems like a very well-balanced class. And I think its ability is one of the most skillful abilities, the blocking ability. Basically, if you see you're getting hit, use 25 MP, hold down that block button, and just pray that you get knocked somewhere where you can run away like a little girl. So right there blocking, because I can't see below me and I don't want the slimes jumping up into me. The flight is actually really helpful as well. I don't think I have any dash abilities in this video, chucking some of the sides, but really you want to save a lot of your mana. Depending on what class you're playing, how you're building it and stuff, you want to save a lot of your mana as a paladin for the blocking abilities. Don't want to be throwing out a bunch of sides. And there, see, getting a little bit careless, trying to find some refuge in the boxes, but not seeing a whole lot. Taking out the wizards, and see that flight, man, just flying over everything, chopping down those wizards, just so awesome. I cannot express enough how good flight is. But I am getting a bit low on hit points. Not sure if I'm going to be able to clear it this run. Flying to the wizard, but getting shot in the back by a slime. Trying to get whatever health back that I can, and now there's just a bunch of little baby slimes down on the bottom. Now the baby slimes don't actually poop out a wizard, just any size above that do. So I'm going to try to just slowly whittle away at these baby slimes. I know they can't really catch me, they can't jump high enough to get onto the second story, so I don't need to be too aggressive, but they're finding a nice little opening, moving fast enough just to dodge the spikes, killing the one slime that would pop out a wizard, and being very careful around that wizard, almost jumping into it there. One more slime, actually, there we go. And I'm not sure if the wizards pop out with like a certain amount of health based on the size of the slime that you kill, but it looks like I actually killed that wizard on my first attack, and finally smashing the final slime, able to clean up that boss. So now I'm basically just going to unlock the final door. The door in the beginning with those 4 glyphs, if you guys remember the walkthrough, is really what you were trying to unlock this entire time. So just kind of flying around, making sure I didn't miss anything. Stats being increased, which is always good. That's always worth, like, I don't know, 5,000 gold or so, just unlocking those stats. So now you can see the 4th glyph, the little slime thing lighting up. I'm going to be teleporting to that. The Underworld actually wasn't that hard. I didn't show you a lot of the zones past the forest stage. Maybe I didn't even show you this forest stage. I don't even remember. But they weren't even that difficult. And now I'm just going to be going through this little room with lots and lots of destructibles. You can see my health is low, so that's not great. So that's kind of unfortunate. Like, I don't understand why they would, let you kill the boss and then finally enter the final room and then just not give you your health back. It's like, well, I need to die anyway and use all my gold and get all my health back, so this kind of sucks. I mean, it will give you a chance to test whatever the boss's mechanics are, or maybe if there isn't even a boss, you can see what you have to play through to get to the boss. But I'm just smashing away at everything I see here. And I was kind of wondering if this was the tutorial area, because it tells you how to activate those. When I was starting the game, I had no idea how to activate them, but it's like you're traveling back through the tutorial level to get to the boss, taking out some extra statues. Finally, the final notebook. Never knew that lies in this castle, the ghost of the king, a myth, blah 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 blah. Can't control how fast I read it, so hopefully you guys can read it. I don't know. Basically, the king is evil and the prince is awesome and evil as well. I don't even know. I don't even remember the story, but it's showing all the different princes in the past. Johannes. That fell down for some reason. I don't even know. But no one really cares about that. I know I don't. I'm level 116. I'm not sure if that's too high level or too low level for something like this. But now we can see The Black Knight Johannes. Why do you wish to fight me? How many sons and daughters have been lost in these attempts? It is the king who brought ruin to your country, not I. He lied. He said he was wounded. That only time threatened him. He pitted his children against each other, left us penniless and alone. So he took the So he killed the king, and he did stuff and things, and he's a traitor. So I'm going to go for him. I'm going to try to take him out. And you can see he's very similar to you. He uses a lot of your abilities, only apparently he has infinite mana, and he can use them a lot more often. Plus they're kind of cracked out too. So that's not very fair. It's not very fair if you ask me. Finally getting one hit in on him. But it doesn't look like he has a lot of life. I mean, he's damaging me, but that's just because I'm kind of just running around seeing what he does. I'm not really going for massive, you know, damage. And as you can see there, I tried to block him, but you cannot block Johannes' body. You can only block his abilities. So keep that in mind. If he's like jumping on you, you got to move out of the way. You cannot just hold that button to block. And finally, he cuts me down. So this is going to give me a chance to get a new character. Probably, hopefully, a paladin. Let's see, Barbarian King, gross. And this is just kind of an unfortunate point where you re-roll the characters. There's something you can purchase later that actually allows you to re-roll 3 more characters. And I still didn't get a paladin, which is really what I was aiming for. I ended up purchasing a bunch of stuff that I don't really remember. But I don't think I needed a lot of the blood items. So right now I'm trying to optimize my gear set. If it's just going to be a one-on-one fight with the prince, I don't want any siphons, I don't want any blood, I want lots of mobility, any defense I can get, any offense I can get, and that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm changing away from, you know, the blood, the leech, the stuff like that. Still want to keep the flight rune, that's for sure, and definitely want to go dash over the siphon. Because as far as I know, this fight doesn't have any henchmen, based on just the first time I fought him anyway. So I've purchased everything, I'm all geared up. Let's go and see if we can take him down this time. Although the Barbarian isn't really the class that I like. It doesn't do a lot of damage. It has a lot of life, but he doesn't do a lot of damage. Although it does look like I have the Gigantism perk or trait, which is pretty good because if you're taller than him, you can swing further than him and he can never really hit you. But as you can see, we're getting hit for 42. 70 is not that bad, I guess. 70 damage isn't terrible. Now, what I should be doing against him in this fight is utilizing the Barbarian Shout a lot. The Barbarian doesn't have a lot of mana to use a ton of shouts, but the shout actually knocks back the enemy a lot, which is good against him because sometimes you're running away from him and you can't really get away, although I'm not jumping or using my stuff a whole lot. But the shout also gets rid of projectiles. As you can see, the knives that he was throwing at me, they just disappeared outright. So pretty good class. I still like the Paladin's block. I like the Paladin's combination of armor and attack as well, but you know, to each their own. And we have an epic battle going on over next to this strange rock formation in the corner. And finally getting some good hits on, even critting once. And my life is pretty low though, so it's gonna be close. And that's what I mean, I should use a shout there. He was following me, I couldn't really turn around. I could have jumped, I don't know why I'm not jumping more. And there's another shout, bouncing him up against the wall a couple more times, about to take him out. And why would the last boss drop health and mana? Because he has 2 stages, duh. That's how every last boss is. I mean, it's like a rule of gaming. If the last boss is too easy, you know there's going to be another form. If the last boss drops anything that you'd be able to use, you know there's going to be another form. It's just like gaming 101. So he does utilize the Fountain of Youth, and now he's going crazy in a second form, summoning swords up from below, and basically doing that twice, just in a different way. Now summoning daggers from the side. Should be using Fussroda. There we go. That's my shout. And teleporting through me, so I don't get a lot of chances to really get attacks in on him. He just keeps bouncing all over the place. There we go. Now, he does telegraph his moves. You can see when he stabs the ground, he sends up swords from the ground. When he holds his sword back, obviously he's going to chop you. When he slides to the corners, he uses the knives. And I feel like to dodge the knives, you really need to either have a paladin, you know, some kind of spell, mobility spell, just like port you through them, or you need a barbarian to use a shout. But as you can see, we weren't quite prepared for that fight. See if we can get any better character. Hookage, pretty good character. Tons and tons of damage on this guy. Would still rather prefer the paladin just for the sake of being able to block the knives, just because there's so many like unavoidable mechanics that this guy has, or not unavoidable but very difficult to avoid. So he does have the port, as you can see here. I just now realized that the Hookage has the port, so I probably could have been using that much sooner. Gotta skip the dialogue once again, and we'll see how this character can do. So much damage though, 164 damage. In this character, you really want to be aggressive. I mean, you don't have a lot of life, but the whole point of this character is dishing out lots of damage fast. And every time you let him cast a spell, that's, you know, another option to get screwed over and basically die because of your low HP. So killing the prince very fast, but as you can see, even though I killed him this fast, I'm already at half health because the Hokage just does not have a lot of life. Going to be able to collect these foods. Maybe I can just like Zerg him down, just like Rambo him down, just chop him over and over and over, and hopefully he doesn't use anything scary. So we're going to find out. He doesn't get knocked back by your attacks. There is a tiny little... Oh, geez, that was a good juke, actually. He's actually sitting on top of the food, so that's not very nice. I tried to port past the knives, but it didn't quite work. And that's what I mean about, you know, being the barbarian or the paladin. You don't really have a lot of ways to dodge those types of things. But once again, not getting the option to play the barbarian or paladin, so going with the Hokage once more. Of course, I have no money to spend. You can always grind if you want to. You can just go back into the underworld and kill some monsters, get some gold, try to improve your character. But I feel like I just need to get a good character roll with the paladin and just have a good first phase, because the second phase doesn't seem too difficult as long as you've got, you know, 75% health or more. He telegraphs his attacks. You can do a lot of damage to him. And, wow, this is actually working out pretty well. He's jumping every time, so I'm just letting him jump over me and then chopping him. Unfortunately, Axe catching me off guard, clipping me a little bit, and able to get him into a cycle. And this is actually really funny. I'm just sitting here chopping him, and and he hits me one last time. That's not even fair. And the reason I was able to do that is because I had the trait where I knock enemies back further. So that's actually really good against the Prince because he tends to close the gap on you very easily. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to work on his second form, and unfortunately, I'm on the other side of the map, so he's going to get a spell or two off before I'm able to even damage him, I think. Oh no, but he's going to port to the left side. I'm not able to knock him back. I do so much damage, though. I might be able to just tank him forever and just DPS him down. Run! No! Now, what happened there is I was trying to teleport away because I saw that he was using his sword attack. But when I tried to turn around, I had already attacked. And in this game, when you attack one way and then you move another way, you will continue facing the way you attacked until the attack is over. So that's what I did. I attacked, ran to the right, tried to teleport, but I didn't let the attack finish, so I ended up teleporting right into Johannes, the Fountain of Youth, whatever you want to call him. So that was kind of an unfortunate fluke. The execution, or the idea, was flawless, but the execution wasn't flawless because I forgot about the whole wait for the attack to finish and then you can port away, which is kind of a bummer because it's like a reactionary thing. It's like, yes, I'm so good at this game, I'm going to react and teleport to the right, rah, 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 rah. And that was a short-lived life. Was I a Hokage there or was I an Archmage? I don't even remember. That's, like, sometimes I won't even try that hard because I get a shitty class. What do we got here? 2 Hokages. I still haven't gotten a Paladin, and I feel like mentally I really need a Paladin to to succeed in this against this boss. It's just such a well-balanced class, and I know I've said this a million times, but I am obsessed with the shield ability. It's just like a skillful, timed blockage of anything they throw at you. But I think I'm another Hokage, as far as I know. Yes, we know, Johannes, you can stop telling the story over and over again. But, oh, yeah, it's good when he jumps over me. Ah, damn it. Unfortunately, I do keep getting chopped a couple times as a Hokage. Yeah, this is just going terribly. Like, this is that kind of situation where I might just intentionally just die because it's starting out so terribly. Oh, finally a good blink. Able to blink through the blade sword thingy with Jiggerbobber. And I'm not sure when he chooses to attack. It seems very difficult. Yeah, that was a failed attempt. It seems very difficult to avoid the Black Knight's attack. He just does it so fast, and like sometimes he'll run towards you and then jump and use an ability. Sometimes he'll run towards you and just use some random thing, turn around, all that kind of stuff. Finally, I got a Paladin. But in that situation, he did end up attacking me, and you can't really attack him without him attacking you. The range is about the same, so it's kind of a crapshoot, really. You just have to hope he doesn't attack you when you're going to town on him. But anyway, finally able to get the Paladin class. Going to be extra motivated to kill him this time around, and starting out with a jump. I think I like the jump. It's very easy to predict where he's going to end. The axes are easily dodgeable as long as you just stay under him. And see, this is what I mean. Like, I can play it much more cautiously just by blocking more than I should, and there the mobility runes really come in handy. Able to block that. I wasn't sure if I could dodge it with the jump, so I block it. Once again, able to block it. Now remember, after you phase him into phase 2, you will get your mana back, so you don't have to be super frugal with your blocking. Just do it whenever you're unsure of what's going to happen. And of course I can crit as well too. And I've actually crit 3 times, and a crit does more than a Hokage Blast, and now I'm just kind of getting lazy. Oh my gosh, I started out so well, and then I just started getting lazy. I think I saw the crits, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to kill him as fast as I can if that's how much damage I'm going to do. And then I got hit a whole bunch, and now I'm kind of back to square one. Not a whole lot of life. I got some decent mana, but, you know, I'm still not super tuned to what this guy does as far as like telegraphing his moves and stuff like that. So we are seeing the daggers. I'm trying to jump around and dodge them, and that was kind of odd. I don't know why I didn't just block. Yeah, that was pretty much a failed attempt. Kind of panicking in the moment, not realizing I can block. But this guy's going to go down. I promise you, he will go down eventually. Not even bothering to reset my characters. Going with the Paladin once more. And the cool thing about dashing and flying and stuff, well, maybe not flying, but is it allows you to get to the boss faster. Yeah, less reset time. If any of you guys play MMOs, you know what reset time is. It's basically when your team wipes, when your raid wipes, it's the time that it takes you to get back to being fully buffed and prepared and positioned to start the next battle. And it's all about efficiency. But these extra abilities allow him to be super efficient, and also this gigantism trait is actually really good against this guy. The gigantism trait basically means your character is huge, higher hitboxes, but a longer sword swing. And I'm able to just look at this, just DPS away out of range of his sword, and able to even to block that sword. That was a really good block. I saw that he was telegraphing his attack. Blocked it, only got hit once. I've got some meat on the ground. I don't even have to take all that meat. I can leave some of the meat behind, even though you know I like my meat, and get it for when I get hurt, because items in this game do not disappear unless you leave the zone. But of course you're not going to be leaving zone against the Fountain of Youth. And we'll see how I can do this time. I kind of know what he does, what he telegraphs. So he's going to do daggers when he teleports to the side. Why aren't I blocking? Oh, I guess I figure it's more important to DPS than to block. He runs into me, and remember, you cannot block his body. You can only block his weapons. Block, Psy, what are you doing? No, get away from him. Getting hit by that 3 times. Again, forgetting that blocking exists, apparently. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, don't fall through. And that's where I realized you cannot block his body. I don't know why I just didn't jump. I mean, I knew I was gonna fall. I know I had block up. I mean, I guess blocking is good too. I just didn't assume that I wouldn't be able to block him. But finding another Paladin with Gigantism, pretty lucky there. So that was probably my best run so far. I could have changed. I mean, the knives on the side gives you lots of time to DPS him, but I definitely could have blocked those in exchange for, you know, not hitting him a couple times. But you know, got to learn the best ways through trial and error sometimes in games like these. Able to get 2 crits right off the bat, and a really good RNG, even getting a steak out of one of those, or a chicken out of one of those destructibles. And that's really lucky because, you know, 1 chicken in this game is what, like 12% of your life? That's pretty nice. Pretty good round right there. Fountain now coming out. I have Gigantism. I've got him in the corner. Hopefully he'll start out with like some knives on the side that I'm on, and so I can get a lot of swings in on him, get some crits in, and see if we can take him down this time. Unfortunately, he's kind of blocking the food. That's the only downside. And, oh my gosh, he's just kind of stuck in the corner. Able to get almost 33% of his life out just by zerging him down in the corner. Getting hit by that twice, though. Looks like I'm just going to go for the balls out route. Able to go over and get the chicken. Of course, if he's going to disappear to the left side of the screen, you know he's going to be using the daggers. Dodging his cleave just barely. And I should be dashing to the left and right to dodge his body, though. It's going to be close. Oh, choosing to block. No, I can't block. Finally able to cut him down. Oh, man. Sometimes when he's low on life, you just want to try to end it to make all of his projectiles disappear. And the Fountain of Youth has been destroyed. Not the most difficult boss character in the world. You gotta be careful of his body. Like, his body is the hardest part. Everything else is telegraphed, but he'll just kind of like randomly walk towards you and I don't know, kind of panic, I guess. But look at all that loot he drops. Is there a mystery boss coming up was kind of my question. I just wanted to fly around, make sure I'm not missing anything before going into the door. And that's it. That was Rogue Legacy, you guys. That's the final boss. Not the hardest boss in the world. Of course, part of the reason he wasn't hard is because, unlike all the other stages, you don't have to fight through an entire stage to get to him. You immediately start at the boss with full life, whereas the other bosses you're probably pretty weak just from traveling through the entire level. So it just kind of does the whole Mario thing, goes through all the characters, plays some fancy music, tells you how many you've killed. You can see cool stuff like that. And that's Rogue Legacy, you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Finally finishing the walkthrough for you. I know you guys enjoy seeing the live walkthroughs more than the voiceover that I'm doing right now. But this game was just so long, I didn't want to play all of it live. But apparently, you guys like seeing all the live grinds, so we'll keep that in mind for future games. Never got to kill one of those portraits. I did die by it once or twice. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys sit on this credit screen for a while, but that's going to be the end of my commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.